Hi and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be comparing a Squier Classic Vibe 60s to a Fender 2025 Standard Strat. Now, and I ordered this last year. I got it in July of 2024, so very new. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. For the body woods, we have NATO and we have Poplar. Now, when comparing against Alder, when you look at the Janka scale for hardness, Alder comes in at 590. Now, NATO comes in at just over 1,000, so a lot harder wood. With tones, its tones are similar to mahogany. Now with Poplar, it comes in at 540, so just a little softer than Alder, with tone features similar to Alder. So this is much closer to Alder than this. And as far as making a Strat body goes, this is going to be the better choice of wood. You might like this because it's way harder, but that's not the point of the Strat body. Like I said, Alder is only 590. This is over twice as hard as Alder. So nothing wrong with this. I love these guitars, but as far as comparing the two, this is the better choice of wood for a Strat body. Now, when we're talking about the tremolos, we have a 6-point trim, we have bent stamp steel saddles, and we have a small block tremolo, or a small block on the trim. Here we have chrome steel saddles, and they're block, and we have a full size or high mass block. Now, chrome steel is harder than stamp steel. Neither one are as corrosive resistant as stainless, but this makes a little better choice than this for durability. Plus, you have the high mass block. So, as far as the tremolos go, this has a better tremolo. The output jacks are the same. Go ahead and put a picture up. They're identical. Now, when it comes to the other electronics, when you open these up, I'll put the picture up. Now, I didn't open up and show you guys mine. Most of you have seen Phil McKnight's video, and I did open mine up from the side, took out 5 screws and verified it. But inside on the Fender, we have shielding paint throughout the whole body. It's a little sloppy, but we do have it. The Squier does not have shielding paint. There's no shielding in the body. The Fender has a fully shielded pickguard. The Squier only has shielding on the controls of the pickguard. So that's kind of a big difference. Now, as far as the electronics themselves go, in the Fender we have full-size alpha pots and a mechanical switch. On the Squier we have dime pots and a mechanical switch. For the pickups, we have ceramic and we have Alnico. Now on this one I'm going to give it to the Squier. Alnico is more preferred, a little more vintagey sound, but I do like both. But this is going to get the pickup nod for now. And remember, this is a premium Squier and an entry-level Fender we're comparing. So let's go to the necks. As for the necks, the profiles, it's going to be whichever one you like better. I'm going to call that a wash because honestly, when it comes to neck profile, it's a very personal choice. I actually like both. This is a slimmer C, but they're both fun to play. Now, as far as the neck finish, this has a gloss poly finish on it where this has a satin finish. If you like playing a gloss finish, then there's nothing wrong with this. A lot of people don't like a gloss finish. This is going to be much more universally liked. It's a very smooth satin finish, very fast. This has the better finish. Now, as far as the fretwork goes, and these are both 21 fret, the Squier has really nice fretwork. It's not bad at all. The Fender is better, but it's not like, wow, this is great. It's, okay, I can tell the difference, but that's about it. It could have been somebody spent, another minute or so on this one when they had it. It's not a huge noticeable difference, but it is noticeable. Now, as far as the nuts, Squier's got a bone nut. And we have micarta in the Fender, which is a synthetic, just like synthetic bone or tusk. So while this isn't bad, the bone nut's going to be better. However, it's not a huge upgrade. Bone is not expensive. Bone nuts aren't expensive. What your nut is made out of does matter, but as far as an upgrade or it's a much better guitar, that's one of those things that it just really doesn't matter. You're talking less than $20 no matter what it is. I will say this nut is not cut as well as the Fender nut. It protrudes out on both sides, where the Fender nut does not, but not horribly, a little bit more on the bottom, but it does do that. So, nut material goes to the Squier, overall nut cut goes to the Fender. Now, As far as the headstocks, both have a gloss finish to them. We have a cool gold spaghetti style logo imitating the Fender on the Squier. And on the actual Fender, we have a black spaghetti logo. Now, we've had black logos on Fenders before. The later 20-teens Mexican Strats had them. I believe some of the 70 Strats had them, but never with the spaghetti logo. Some like it, some don't. I personally think it looks pretty cool, especially with this candy cola finish. But that's just aesthetics on both cases. It doesn't mean anything. Both have single string guides with standoffs. And now we get to the tuners, because the tuners, while both very functional, they do make a difference, because these tuners on the Squier are split shaft, which A, a lot of people don't like, but B, they're just not as smooth as the ones on the Fender. Now, I like split shaft tuners, they're my faves, but I've restrung both these guitars in the last 48 hours, and these tuners, they're just a little tougher to tune up than the ones on the Fender. They're not bad, but they're not, the Fender's got it beat. So overall, the fit and finish on the Fender's better. Overall, the parts are better. I know this has Alnico pickups, but they're not expensive Alnicos, guys. When I compared the Guitar Fetish ones, they were like, I think, $60 at the time. A lot of you liked them better than the ones on the Squier. Some of you guys didn't, but they weren't bad sounding pickups. So while these are better than these for the most part, I like these, but these are more rock sounding than blues. You do have to roll back the volume to get a little more bluesy, but these have that a little more classic vintage sound that a lot of people like. But what we're talking about here is Alnico pickups and a bone nut being the only thing, even on paper, that's really going to sell this as a premium guitar. Whereas this is an entry-level guitar. So, yeah, I would like it to have Alnicos, but if you do, you're competing with the Player Series. So I understand why it doesn't. I do think rosewood should be an option. The fact that and they both have Laurel fretboards. I understand here keeping the Laurel. I don't understand here not having rosewood. I've said before, these guitars are both overpriced. This one's probably about $80 too high. This one's a good $100 to $150 too high. But I still think that they're both fun to play. This is by far my favorite thing Squier's ever put out, is the Classic Vibe 60s. I love these guitars. But it's still a Squier, and it's fun to play. The Slim C neck is comfortable, but this is a little too slim for me. When I play this guitar, as comfortable and as fun as it is to play, I'm aware that I'm playing a Squier, if that makes sense. Whereas when I play this guitar, it feels more robust. Holding it like this, when you hold it to play it, everything just feels a little better in your hands. I'm sure we'll see rosewood come to this. It's kind of got to. If you're going to keep a $600 price, they're going to have to bring in rosewood. And maybe Alnico, but I don't see Alnico simply because Alnico would put it in direct competition with the Player Series. That's not what these are for. And these ceramic were very popular last time they were around. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of content, please click like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to stay notified. Leave me some comments and suggestions. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, keep playing.